going to use the same, or pretty much the same, color for the shadow that I got, but I'm going to put it now onto the white paper. Now, it should look different. It should look bluer, more purpley when it goes onto the white paper. On the actual lemons themselves, because of the translucent nature of watercolor, the color will appear more gray, and we'll see how that appears. So, but I need to get myself a little more of this color mixed up. So I'm going back now to get something reasonably similar to what I had before. I'll go back to my ultramarine blue. There are lots of other kinds of blues you can use, phthalo blue, but it's a dark blue anyway, and if possible, a dark blue that has some red in it. Naturally got some red in it. So I've got quite a lot of blue there. I'm going to go to my burnt sienna and put some of that, which will grey it down. And a little bit of crimson, maybe just to, let's see what I've got here. A little more blue. Okay, so that's what I've got up there. Now, now, if I can explain what I'm going to do here, and I'll bring the photograph down so you can see. The most intense part of the cast shadow is that which is pretty much underneath the base, the bottom of the lemons here. And as the cast shadow disappears, so even on this photograph, you can see it gets lighter and it gets lighter here. The shadows join up here, and you may well, if you do your own lemons, see that you've got yellow being cast into the shadows as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something along the lines that I did for the rounded shadows on the lemons, but I'm going to bring in some clean water down in this area here, just the sort of the shape of the shadow running away like that. And then I'm going to bring in my shadow color that I mixed and bring that in under the lemons, and then let it paint itself running down. If necessary, I can control it a little bit with a tissue or something like that, but go ahead and let it paint itself. Okay, so I've got some clean water, and I'm going to have this area down here and here. I know I'm only putting water on, but I hopefully you can see what I'm wanting to do. This area, like that. Now I haven't put any water in where I want it to be dark, because now with the darker shadowy color, I'm going to run that where I want it to go here. Sometimes you have to look at an angle at your paper to see just where you did put that water down to start off with. And if you do want to add to it a bit, it should touch it anyway. And where it hasn't, I'm just going to bring a little bit in here. It didn't there. So it'll start to work its way, softening as it goes out to the edges. So now, whilst this is still going, I just want to bring in some slightly darker, a little bit darker colors just under the lemons. So I've still got my color I'm going to use. At the moment, there's too much water on the paper for this. So I'm just going to dry it very slightly quickly. Not totally. And bring in some darkness there, and then let it paint itself. All right, let it paint itself. There's too much water on this particular one, so I'll just wait for a little moment. Let me just see if I can get it a bit drier. All right, I don't want to mess around with it too much like that. Let's just see. That should define the edge quite nicely. There we go. So that's where I wanted to go with that at the moment. And the point being that we're just softening the edges a little bit of where the shadows are being cast. Would you like to have a go at that? And we'll come back and we'll see if we can finish the thing off. Good luck.